Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to the channel. Sarah here. We're going to do a reading for you today for the week of November 24th to the 30th, 2025. Keep in mind, Gemini, this is just a general reading, so take only what resonates and leave out what does not. If you're interested in having a personal reading with me, you can go to my website, lionessmoonintuitivetarot.com, or you can email me directly at lionessmoonintuitivetarot@gmail.com. So Gemini, as always, if I say I am talking about you, I could be talking about somebody who you're dealing with, so you can delegate the energies where you see fit. Same goes to you, cross-watcher. All right, so we're going to do a layered spread reading for you today. So how this works is that we're going to pull cards from each of these 6 decks, and at the end I'll go through each placement and it's going to unfold a story here. So the first deck, ooh, this card jumped out. We've got sippin', something to do with something, some sort of gossip issue maybe, reputation thing, maybe a public disgrace or public, getting some sort of public acknowledgement. It looks like there's something about somebody being in their ego. So maybe somebody who's in their ego is spreading gossip about somebody who was off getting a thrill of some sort. We see thrills. And now somebody's feeling broken. Maybe this person who did this is feeling broken. Maybe somebody was trying to make themselves look to be holier than thou. We've got inseparable. Now this person is feeling like they're still attached to you in some way. We do see love affair showing up here. We've got tension, somebody stressed out about something. Maybe there was a love affair. And we've got reflection. Somebody is reflecting on something. So the overall theme of this portion of your reading is distance. This is somebody who you may be at a distance from. Maybe this is somebody who you were divorced or legally separated from, maybe ghosted. Let's see what we see here before we pull out the energies from the second deck. Somebody was in their ego, and it looks like when they were, it was like they were trying to create some sort of narrative here. Now, it looks like whoever this is still feeling connected to you in some way. So maybe somebody was feeling hurt. I always read the first layer as the person you're dealing with, and then the second layer is your layer. But it is a general reading, and of course you could be dealing with another Gemini, so this could be you, it could be them. We've got that there is there's something about a love affair. Somebody's gossiping about a love affair. Some sort of love affair that had happened before somebody had separated is what it looks like. And now it looks like somebody is feeling stressed out about something and reflecting on what was done here. It does look like it looks like somebody was trying to, it was either that somebody was gossiping about somebody trying to have a love affair and seeking a thrill, and that they were broken by the situation, but it's almost like whoever this was trying to do this in order to enhance their side. It was all due to ego. They were trying to enhance their own morality here, is what it looks like. Let's get the next layer. For Gemini, we've got rewards. Ooh, this one wants to jump out. Investment. Drama. Authority. Perspective. Flashback. Answers. this happened a while ago, passage. This happened in this, I don't know how long ago, for everybody's on a different timeline. It looks like obviously this happened in the past. Somebody is flashing back on something that was done in the past here. The overall theme of this portion of your reading is education, which is the equivalent of the Page of Swords to me. Rewards, investment, and perspective. Here's what I've got, okay? There's something here about focusing on your future here and bringing yourself to wherever it is that you need to bring yourself to in order to, and this it's showing up at the beginning of the timeline, so this may have already happened for a lot of you. But there's something about being rewarded with regard to whatever it is that you're investing in right now. So you may be investing time, investing money, investing emotions, whatever it is that you're investing right now, you have already potentially been rewarded with a new perspective. The rewards may have been what it was that changed your perspective on something. There may be something new that you have embarked upon in your life that has changed your perspective on something. And so now that your perspective has changed, you're now flashing back to something. And it could have something obviously to do with that first layer that we were looking at, which it looks like there may have been some sort of gossip that has been there's some sort of, it looks like poisonous gossip that has infiltrated your life in some way. This is supposed to bring you answers, though, as to why it is that you've experienced the kind of drama that you've experienced in your life. So this could have something to do with the type of people who you were allowing into your life, or just the type of partnerships that you've had, or the reasons why you have done, if you did decide to ghost and go have or start a relationship while you were in another relationship. I don't know. It could be the other way around. I'm just seeing that there's something about drama. I don't know how often this has happened here, but this was, whatever this is a rite of passage. You're meant, what I'm seeing here is that for a lot of you, you may have been in connections where you were taking a more passive approach. And it's showing up here very strongly that for a lot of you, you're meant to be more of the leader or take on more of an independent or leadership role in your own life. And so whatever this was that you had gone through, it looks like this was a rite of passage towards learning something new here. It looks like this was meant to happen in your life. Let's get, I think everything is meant to happen. But in this case, it looks like it's leading to something pretty good. We've got the Six of Swords in reverse. Oh, and we've got now the Nine of Swords. We got the King of Wands in reverse. We've got the Temperance. Oh, we've got the High Priestess. What the heck is going on here? The Fool. The Strength. And we've got the Four of Pentacles in reverse. The overall theme of this portion of your reading is the Chariot in reverse. Just a second. I just want to take a look at what this is. There's definitely an energy of returning. So with the Chariot in reverse to the Six of Swords in reverse, I'm seeing something about returning to something here. Somebody's afraid to return to something here because there's this fear that they're getting back into some sort of turbulent, tumultuous situation. Now, what I'm seeing here is this energy of knowing how to follow one's intuition, meaning pay attention to the evidence, the red flags, whatever it is that pops up that is something that you are intuitively picking up on, knowing that this is something I need to pay attention to. There's something about embarking on a new beginning, taking a risk that looks like it's going to have very high potential for a reward here. Now, there's something about somebody having the strength to try and reconcile here, or this could be their energy. I am getting that there's some sort of fear of infidelity is what I'm getting here, this fear of infidelity. So you may be connecting to somebody who's had fidelity issues as well, or maybe somebody feels like you may have fidelity issues. I'm just seeing a fear around that. It looks like somebody wants to try and make something work with you. You may be dealing with somebody who has had more of player tendencies. Could be you. I was getting that somebody was potentially spreading some sort of gossip about you having issues with that, but I'm also seeing that you seem to be afraid to connect with that, with an energy that you don't really trust either. There's some sort of lack of trust here, and it looks like it's on both ends. I do see that Four of Pentacles in reverse, so I don't know if you're also dealing with a spendthrift type of energy that's going to spend you. It's like some sort of toxic spending issues. Can we get more? Oh, okay, so now we've got seductive main person, male, showing up here. We've got bear. House. Scythe. Heart. Somebody loves you. There's a mutual love here. Compass. Sudden wealth. That just might mean something happening suddenly, though. And fox. The overall theme is looking at something more deeply here with the well, going in deeper. I'm seeing a mutual love connection where it looks like there's this energy of being territorial. Somebody's territorial over the other, or maybe this is the energy that the two of you have for each other here. But there's this energy of being territorial in a love connection, but shifting direction here. So here's what I've got, okay, is that the problem is that when we're trying, okay, so this is what I see as being an issue already. Because we saw the King of Wands in reverse. Now I'm seeing main person male. I have 3 main person masculines in that deck, and one of them is seductive, and that's this one. I had to draw a t-shirt on him because I would have had to draw a bra on the seductive female, and I didn't think it was fair that we get to keep this guy bare-chested, but she doesn't get to be. You can leave a comment in the comment box below if you don't agree. But I'm seeing it, obviously we're not going to get too caught up on the genders here either. This could be a feminine. But I'm getting here this energy of a genuine love connection here with somebody who may have never truly been in a commitment is what I'm seeing here. There's something about maybe not truly being in a commitment, and maybe whoever this is feeling territorial over you and is now wanting to shift their perspective, or that we saw perspective there. Now we see that there's this shift in direction, maybe a paradigm shift of some sort regarding this. They're still showing up in this energy though, so it doesn't look like that's changing. So this is somebody who might get a lot of attention from others, but it looks like this is happening quite suddenly. Whoever this is may want to have some sort of really strong domesticated situation with you. Now, I am seeing an energy of, well, we see the scythe, so something may need to get cut out of somebody's life too before they can do this with you. I'm not getting very strongly that whoever this is actually in a committed relationship. I see that there's been commitment issues, but it looks like there's something about strategizing something here. Something has changed suddenly for somebody. Maybe this person is afraid that they're going to lose it, because I'm getting from the very first layer that came out, I was really getting the impression that there may have been gossip about you from somebody else to this person, and maybe this person is afraid to get into a relationship with you because they're afraid you're going to cut them out at some point. That's kind of what it's looking like. Can we get the last, or not the last layer, this is the 5th layer for Gemini. Poised. We're going to go through each of these placements after. Ooh, we've got soulmates. So now we've got the heart and the soulmates card. This is a soulmate connection. We've got between worlds. We've got flexible. We've got unfinished symphony. No place like home. There's something about looking deeply. We've got yin. Something about the intuition here. And co-create. The overall theme of this portion is by the book. Somebody wants something traditional with you. Somebody who I'm really getting here, Gemini, that there's this energy of somebody who has not really been into the traditional type stuff that is looking to potentially do something traditional with you. There's something, obviously we see that there's the soulmate connection. We see unfinished symphony, which is on top of the heart. So that's when we unfold this, that's going to be in the same placement. Something unfinished between a mutual love, deep soul connection here. And whatever this is may be familiar here, or this person may just feel like home to each other. You may feel like home to each other. Now, I'm just going to say that based on the first sets of energies that I saw, neither of you are showing up as totally healthy. I'm just going to make sure I point that out. And that's okay to recognize that, okay? And so when meaning that there's a potential that the home life growing up, what was comfortable may not have been so healthy, okay? Right now, I am getting here though that somebody's willing to completely be flexible here. And the poised card is always a bit of a red flag. It's showing up at the beginning of the timeline, and at the end it's showing up as co-create. Somebody wants to co-create a traditional existence with you. So if that's something you feel like you're into, that's going to be up to you moving forward. The poised card often means to me somebody who's on their best behavior because they want to try and make something work. So it could be it's not totally masked, but I'm seeing this energy of being on one's best behavior to try and make something work here. But what I'm seeing here with the Between Worlds card showing up here is that things may be moving into a more color. I'm getting a lot of positivity here with you and whoever this is. It looks like this is somebody who's not really used to being in, this could be you too, not really used to being in these long-term traditional relationships. So let's get the last layer here. We've got inspiration. You guys might be working together on something. Feelings and emotions, working on developing strong emotions for each other. This is somebody you love a lot. But you're repeating cycles here, so just be aware of that. In relationships. Repeating cycles in relationships. Rhythms. This might be a bit of a roller coaster, and that might be what it is that's familiar to you. There's something about being familiar and repeating things over and over due to that familiarity. I have to put a sticker on this card. This card can't be shown. It's one of my favorite ones actually in this deck, but I'm not allowed to show this one on YouTube. So selfhood. There's something about learning something while being on one's own and taking care of oneself. Responsibility. And the last card, we've got a victim here. The overall theme is power. Power in doing something traditional, but needing to look more deeply at something. Now, like whatever this something deep that you're supposed to be looking at here has something to do with a repeated cycle. Something that's being repeated and something that's been familiar to you. And it looks like you and whoever this is, you both may have had similar upbringings. I'm seeing a lot of similarities here. This could be like that, conceptually, that twin flame dynamic. That's what I'm seeing here. It looks like there's this energy of somebody wanting to return to you, but we also see that you're meant to be learning something here about you're meant to be learning something while at a distance from whoever this is. So right now, what I'm seeing here, Gemini, is that even though it looks like the two of you may have a strong connection and there may be potential for this connection, there's still an issue here of putting yourself, there's something about becoming victimized here. Let's take a look. What is this? Because it's showing up as the last card. That's my biggest concern. So here's what I've got, okay? There's something about having your feelings and emotions really in balance with each other when you're more on your own and taking care of yourself, okay? And there's something that's you're supposed to be there's something inspiring right now in your recognition of the ups and downs that you have experienced in your life with regard to certain relationships that you've had. Because it looks like there's been some turbulence, okay? Now, in doing so, you're learning the value of responsibility and something to do with the cycles that continue to be repeated in your relationships and create this. A lot of you have been victimized. You've been victimized in relationships. Spirit is so the problem is that technically, if we follow our intuition, which I know the Yin card came out, which is the equivalent of that, we're not in a position to ever become victimized. So there's something here about recognizing what you have been overlooking or allowing into your life that is creating that energy of victimization, putting you in a very vulnerable position here. So let's go through each of these placements. We've got inspiration, poised. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to say you may be somebody who it could be you and this. I'm seeing a lot of mirroring here, so it could be you and this person. It could be just that you're attracting people who are acting in a certain way in order to get you into bed. And then things go back to being turbulent again. Or it could be that you're doing that. I mean, take it as it resonates. But there's something inspirational about this. You're meant to be inspired by recognizing this in order to keep yourself out of this victim mode, okay? There's something good that's going to be rewarding here. It may gain you some sort of public recognition. The Sippin' card doesn't have to be negative. You may be getting public recognition for some sort of breakthrough that you're having, that you're going to share with others. So there's something about feelings. You have strong feelings for a soulmate connection. We do see that there's this territorial energy here, and this is what creates this fear. So you may have been in relationships, Gemini, where if you don't trust somebody, and it looks like in some cases you're dealing with people who are acting in a certain way in order to get that physical connection with you, and then they kind of turn the table. They turn it into something else, or they end up turning on you in some way. You become a victim. And I'm getting this energy of getting yourself caught up in this territorial energy and then being in fear while you're in the relationship. And this is what affects your feelings and emotions. You've been investing into stuff like this. With people who have very high egos is what it looks like. And so it's putting you in this state of fear because you're dealing with people who are constantly looking for supply. This is somebody who may have narcissistic tendencies. And so this puts you on this roller coaster of emotions. Now it's showing up that there's something that's unfinished here in this love connection. And you're going to be expected to follow your intuition here, meaning pay attention to the red flags in order to change your perspective here, because it doesn't look like whoever this is ready to separate from you. This may be a connection that you may never be truly separated from whoever this is for some of you. This may be somebody who's in your life forever. Please just... I'm just saying, if you don't feel like whoever this is that you feel is resonating with your reading, that you would ever reconnect with them in any way, or you don't feel that way, don't take that part of the message. Because I know a lot of people become so triggered by that. No, I ain't taking them back. And it's like, okay, well, you don't have to. And just reading what I'm reading, it says, our love is always there despite the distance. All right, so we've got, and that's what it seems like. It seems like there may be distance between the two of you, but the two of you are still very connected to each other. It looks like there's something about being on your own and taking care of yourself. You see how she's only got woodland animals around her, and she's got her bow and arrow, and she's about to embark upon a kill here. And we've got no place like home. So there's something that's shifting direction in your life that's been familiar for you based on the fact that you're learning how to do things on your own and take care of yourself. And so this is going to facilitate a new beginning for you moving forward. Now, we do have that there's this flashback. You're meant to flash back on something about a love affair. So either somebody has had a love affair while you were together, and for a lot of you, that might be the case. It could be both. I mean, I am talking to Gemini, where you've got two different sides of your personality. One side of you might be the one, in one relationship, you may have been the one who was totally territorial over somebody because you were concerned that they were going to go and have an affair on you. Because that's what it looks like, okay? Or you may have been connected to somebody who is territorial over you because they were concerned that you were the one who was going to have a love affair. And you could have had either of those situations or both. Like I said, this is Gemini. It could easily be both. Okay, So we've got responsibility. You're learning something about responsibility, the responsibility to follow your intuition. If we follow our intuition, we can't become victimized, I promise you. I'm learning this myself. I'm going to write a book one day about how reading the tarot and following spirit will saved my life. Saved my life. I hit rock bottom before when I was doing this, learning how to do this. We've got yin. There's responsibility to follow one's intuition. We've got sudden wealth. You may actually be having some sort of windfall here, because it's going to take the strength to find the answers to do something here. Answers to why it is that you've been so stressed out. There are answers here. It's because you haven't been intuitive. Why you've been so stressed out, and why it is that you have been repeating cycles over and over again. And so right now, you're still in between worlds, because there's still something familiar about this person who you're connected to, who it looks like you feel inseparable from, who you don't necessarily fully trust here. And this is going to create some sort of drama, because they are always thrill seeking. Okay, so it's important that moving forward, we're paying attention to your intuition is telling you something. If you are uncomfortable with a situation, you don't have to put up with it. You don't have to put yourself into victim mode. And it looks like for some of you, because you're so in love with somebody right now, you may be at risk, okay? So we've got the relationship here. We've got flexible, some sort of being flexible, maybe putting up with things in relationships that, okay, you may be putting up with things in relationships that somebody who's following their intuition, the yin card, somebody who's following their intuition wouldn't be putting up with, okay? You may be bending over backwards to make relationships work. And then we've got this energy of cutting something out here, and then somebody deciding that they want to reconcile with you. They want to create equal balance in the relationship. And it's given you this sense of feeling like you have the authority in the relationship now, is what I'm seeing here. But the problem is that at that point, it's already broken. And it's hard to fix it again. That's what I'm seeing here, is that there's this energy of breaking something. And then I'm almost getting like, once the relationship has shattered and broken all over the ground, can you actually pick it up and repair it? But you may be broken too, and put in victim mentality, because you tried to co-create a reality or a life with somebody who is being very strategic we saw on their best behavior in order to get one into the past. I do see love here, but that doesn't mean that this person is somebody who you should be in a relationship with. This is showing up that you're meant to let go of this. And this is a part of your passage, your rite of passage. You're meant to be reflecting on this. So there's something about the power that you have in traditional relationships that you need to look more deeply on here. Because whatever this is, whatever it is that you've been getting connected to, there's something that has continued to fail for you, and you're meant to be educating yourself on something. And it looks like you are going to let go of something and distance yourself from it inevitably, because if you're trying to make something work with whoever this is, it doesn't look like that's going to work. For some of you, you may actually be dealing with somebody who is in chronic need of supply or something narcissistic here. So let's get some final messages out for you before we close this out. What is the situation? We see emotions here, a lot of emotions. Roller coaster comes out, and that's what I was seeing with the rhythms card. There's a lot of ups and downs which are causing emotions in your life. And then you put this on pause. So whoever this is somebody who you literally may be feeling inseparable from. You may have had this off and on connection with whoever this is, but it's continuing, it's showing up here. Spirit is saying that you're putting yourself into victim mode here by putting up with certain behaviors from whoever this is. And you're meant to be awakening and getting on your spiritual path moving forward. So Gemini, that is your reading for the week of November 24th to the 30th. Thank you so much for all of your support, your likes, your shares, and your subscribes. And until I read you again, take care and bless.